Yeah, man, you couldn't have said it better, B.
Yeah,
Goddamn, we all know that, money being the grand motivator, how the saying goes and everything, man. But it's a means to a purpose. You know what I'm saying? The conduit, like, but it's like this. I guess with everything, brothers, it involves a balance. You know what I'm saying? You want to get people motivated, but just not just obviously just get the job done. You want to get like-minded people, like what you've been doing. Um,
right.
and it's not about just getting the job done, man. It's we all do want to do what we love. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, at the end of the day, get our bills paid.
Exactly.
But it's like in the creation of something like intellectual property or your a concept character or something like that, you're essentially possibly creating something that's going to last more than any bill, or even
Yeah.
us, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it involves care. I appreciate the compliment too, if about the jumping on the comic book or whatever. And there's a lot of history, man, that obviously viewers don't know about or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
it, I'm not trying to say, I'm not trying to by all means like cut it short or anything, but that's always open into discussion, whatever. But if anything, I wanted to move towards how I see you, going back to passion projects. How I see you doing your thing, bro. Over,
Yeah.
overall, just proud of you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, what is
I
it that
yo,
we last spoke? What is it, like 2017?
yeah,
Like it's been, saying some years, man. And I think the last
yeah,
call that we shared, the last conversation that we shared was like just, I think, just BS, man. Yo, to me, I
yeah,
think you were transitioning. Matter of fact, I think you were transitioning from traditional paper and pencil to digital, and you were trying to pick up Photoshop.
yeah. I was trying to pick up Photoshop, and I still picked up like a little bit of it,
Yeah.
but once I got to Procreate, that's it. It was just like, oh, all right. I just got this. I just got. Oh, okay. I just heard some great news. But yeah, I was getting into Photoshop, and I was like, you know what? I got to find a better way. And Jody bought an iPad back in like 2018, no, 2019, I think 2018. And she was just like, yeah, like I got Procreate and so on and so forth. I was like, let me try that. It was really good, and I loved it. It was simple, the simplicity of it, and then I had a like you know what to be honest, like I had an editor for Divided District when I first started, and then he couldn't stand me because I am a bit of a wild horse. I will turn left if you trying to pull me right. Like I would find a way to go left, and like the whole thing was is that he was just like, oh, you can't use Procreate to make the cover or make comics because it doesn't have CMYK. And I was just like, watch me. So we did the cover for the first sampler, and it came out decent. It came out not even decent, but it came out better than what most people would expect from a program such as Procreate at the time. And then a year ago, Procreate evolved into like this comic CMYK because they saw a lot of illustrators, especially comic illustrators, making books out of their from their program, and it was like it's CMYK, so it's a little more easier. Get this, so it's a little more easier, and they did it, and they've been answering people's requests ever since. Matter of fact, since the beginning, they're like, "Yo, it would be better if they did this," and they was like, if you pay for this, then we'll be able to evolve. And it just keeps growing and growing and growing. So as soon as they had CMYK, I even announced it on Facebook. I was like, Procreate CMYK, I'm buying an iPad right now, right now, because it was going to be XP Pen or a Wacom, but I didn't really. even though I had the money for it, it was like it wasn't about room either. It was just accessibility.
Right.
You know, I want to be able to travel with it. If I need to like work in between my day job, then I can do that. Like because I don't have much time. I have 8 hours after work. And say if I sleep for an hour, and even during quarantine, it takes me an hour to like get into the shower, you know. So I would come home, take a shower, I'll sit down, meditate, unwind. Half the time I'm not like I would sit in the bathroom and just like kind of I wouldn't even be doing anything. I'd just be like just laying, you know what I mean? Just listening or even looking through the phone. Finally, like after all the hours of not looking through the phone and just trying to catch up with everything. And then I'll take my shower. And then I'll be ready for work, comic work or drawing work. And then, and even then, say if I took a shower and then I just beeline to the bed and just fell asleep for 2 hours because I was exhausted with the quarantine, like, yeah, that's what happened to me sometimes. So I need to fit in. I need to get in where I fit in. So if say, all right, today is going to be a 4 a.m. day. I'm waking up 4 a.m. drawing until like I'm drawing from 4 to 5:30, and then I get dressed and then I head out to work for 7, and then come back home and then take a shower, go to the gym, come back from the gym, and then draw. Like there's a lot of beelines, and then you have life that get torpedoed. I don't want to say get thrown. Let's be real about it, because like you know, in the blink of an eye, life just comes at you fast. So we're talking like, oh, we gotta go to Best Buy because of this, or we gotta go to Home Depot because of that, and that's gonna happen every now and then. Like for example, we're doing a virtual con in June 5th and 6th. And on
Word,
the
tell them.
first, yeah, we're doing District Con 2 virtual edition um, on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, so on and so forth on all platforms. And on the 5th, after that, after coming in at like maybe 10 or 11 to get everybody ready to do the show, we're all right. So at 10, we're there to like make sure everything's working right. At 12, that's when we start the show. At 5, we end the show. And then at 6 or 7, like around 6:30, we're in Jersey to my niece's birthday party. She turns 2, so you can't like not be there, you know, like that's an age, that's also an age that like, you know, and everybody's going to be around and you hardly are around because you're consumed to the art table.
Yo, my problem was that whenever I used to, do my thing, whatever at work, my thing, I could not bring myself to a level to even draw. Like my hand would literally shake, because
Right.
I would be some days like helping out in construction jobs in my younger days and stuff. And I'll be coming home and I would even go running, trying to tire myself out. And I'm like, I'm doing exactly the contrary. I'm supposed to be
Right.
unwinding. I'm like, man, maybe if I tire myself out a little bit, but it just never worked that way. So I got years went by, and just avoiding drawing, and I don't know. I never found that balance until I literally just slowed down. But yeah, that's something to be commended, man, because to find that peace of mind sometimes, man, to calm down, to get into art mode after all you did was just hustle, you know what I'm saying? It's something else
Exactly.
to tap into
It,
that
no,
will.
go ahead.
No, no, I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
No, you're absolutely right. Like some people like like you know they'll crumble like and fold under that pressure where like how should I put it, like is a moment in time where you have to make a decision on what you need to do, and you need to do it, and you feel it in your gut, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like for me, I'm like, yo, I I want to look good, like fuck it, like I'm not doing it for health, I'm doing it for vanity, like I want a Michael B body that, like, I want to look like I can punch through a tank. So I started weightlifting, and and I don't know, I don't know what I'm doing it for, but it's also to let out some steam and just do something other than drawing and keep your mind off of comics. So because even that could be a headache, especially when you're working with new people who are just starting to get into the game, and or trying to figure out something on your own. It's a oh wait
Yo, you so
like
you said
like
you got good news, man.
and
Hey, you
people are
got that
just
face again, Sean.
my bad.
What are you
But
talking about? It's positive.
no, it's good. It's great news. It's great news for if I'm for my family, friends, relatives, and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a whole Kickstarter thing, bro. Because I'm like, yo, my guy. Going back to that, I'm like, yo, I felt like my home team won, bro. I'm like, yo.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Like, speaking of the Kickstarter, um, all right, so we did the virtual book release for Home and Worlds 1 and Euphoria issue 1, which we were supposed to do that last year, but COVID got in the way. It was supposed to be like a physical, like, a face-to-face thing. And the group that funded us the money to make those books, we had to do certain things, and we had to do a release party of the project to get everyone to see. So even though COVID got into the way of things, they were like, you still got to do something. So we was just like, all right, we do a virtual release party? And they was like, yeah, you can do it,
Yes, you can.
as long as you know as long as like the money is going somewhere and you're doing something with that money. So we said, fuck it, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna do a virtual con. And so that's how that began. um because the year before, we was like, we to introduce the Via District Studios, we did a convention. We made a convention for all different artists, um dancers, singers, um painters, inkers, colorists, pencilers, comic books, like anybody who was like an artist in some sort of form, sell their product and or showcase themselves. We had a show for that, and like that, and Jody was like, you know what, we'll do our own show, and we're gonna do it like this, and she already had the formula, so she was like, Sean, comic book artists. I was like, okay. And I just kind of, like, once again, like, is like, she like, I guess she powerhoused it. And she was just like, she was the plug for that, and she was like, all you have to do is just put your plug in for certain things. And we both came together and, like, boom, and that's what made DistrictCon. And so when we was going to do DistrictCon 2, it was going to be a big event. We got a grant for that as well. There was going to be and fighting game tournaments. Hence why the design for DistrictCon 2 was definitely coined from the Marvel's Capcom 2 logo.
Caught that.
And I was like, yeah, I was like, yo, we gotta do it like that. And she was like, why like that? Because it was like that in Marvel's Capcom 2. But anywho, I'm
Let's
like
just
going
take my
through
word for it. It
different.
matters, all right? It matters.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all right. So I'm pulling from different stories, but anywho, so she organized and she picked the places, did the research, and she put it all together. And she was like, to top it all off, I want a car. in front of the con. I want the DeLorean. And she got that DeLorean.
Powerful.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, you wanted just a comic book company, and she got you an empire. She's helping you work into an empire. It is crazy how things are coming along. So when we started, I said, let's do a Kickstarter this time around, because you don't want to really go we don't really want to go through the hustle and bustle of trying to do another grant for a bunch of books. And like, who knows, like, maybe we will get it, maybe we will be funded, or maybe not, but let's try something different. Let's have the market decide whether we are chosen. And the market spoken. People from
Real,
years
man. It wasn't just a little
I
piece meat.
haven't.
It was just a little. It wasn't just a little meat either, man. That
Yeah,
funding came in like how?
yeah, exactly. It kicked down, like, it was only 25 hours. So the first
and
half
and
of the
just
day.
and just for everyone else, man, he's not boasting. You know.
Yeah, no, the first half of the day, like, after we launched it, like, within 5 or 6 hours, we were halfway there. And then it slowly trickled a little bit, and then the full 24 hours happened. And then the first hour of the second day happened came around, and then all of a sudden I hear a notification on my phone, and I jumped, like, my soul jumped out of my body, and then my body followed. And then I was like, babe, we just made our goal. She's like, what? How? He's like, we just made our fucking goals. You lied. I was like, no, we fucking did. It sounded like we was yelling, and, like, her family's upstairs. So, like she probably heard it outside, thought we were getting into an argument, and
Oh
I'm just
no.
screaming. Like, I have never screamed so loud in a very long time, like,
Oh man.
out of joy, like, you know what I mean? So it was good to see that, people answered to the call. And then I get a phone call from the person who, and he shelled out 1,500.
Wow.
He
Wow.
said, listen, I know you're doing your thing, and we haven't spoken to each other for years, and we haven't seen each other in years, and we haven't really talking to each other in months. But I just want to let you know that I support everything that you do, and I say this to this day. I have you tatted in my arm. He told me not to tell anybody who he was, but he is a very close friend of the family. That's all I would say. And he was just like, yo, I believe in you, and I want this to happen for you. And so it was crazy that somebody would put their neck out there for you. There are people who will put their neck out there for you, but there's under a lot of conditions, or just one big condition.
Mhm.
But this person just said, because I know that you can do it, and I want to make sure, and I want to put that nail in the coffin. I want you to have this thing, because if it's not me, it was going to be someone else, and I want to make sure that it was me, because I believed in you ever since. And he and you know, and then from there, a lot of other people was just like, all right, cool, we're in, and it's continued to grow. Now we're like, we just met our second stretch goal,
That
which
150.
now the 14 the 4,500.
I'm saying that's oh my god.
Yeah, so and
That's
now we're
crazy.
one
I would say
153.
150% part.
Yeah, no, now we're 153%.
Yeah.
And now, like, dealing dealing with what we have to do to make everything happen. We know where to, like, we're like, slowly but surely, as everything is going along, we're becoming a little more savvier about what should we do next. And what should come out next, because we're doing it all we're doing it all on the spot. We didn't expect to have these stretch goals right away, and then to have them and to know how it feels to actually have a sure shot win is it's actually is breathtaking. But and Jody, she says like, yo, why expect that? I mean, why not expect it? You know what I mean? You know,
She was telling you
why
why
be
not expect it.
why not expect it? Why be surprised? You put in a lot of work, you know,
Mhm.
you know, she did a lot of work, and she knew that this was going to be it. As she was going along, she had no doubt in her body. Me, I can't say that I didn't have some doubts. I I had I was skeptical of it, you know, like, you know, I was in there, you know, as you work, you gain more confidence, but there was a hint of unsureness, and it was smellable, you know what I mean?
Mm.
So like pretty much shout out to her, because she definitely like she'll put the courage in you if you don't got it. Like she puts the battery in your back.